I'm a good juggle now. Good morning from me to you, you know. It's a good morning, 7 a.m. from Seattle, Washington. Greetings, nice and decent people. What we saying today? We good? Or are we still feeling good about our football club? Doing what we said we wanted. If this football club was consistently getting to finals, the energy around the fan base would be different. Lo and behold, we're getting to a final. I'm seeing the energy around the fan base different, and I like it. Now, the job is not done. Put it in the title of the video. Job not done. Plenty of work to do, right? We see it. But you get to a bunch of finals, chances are you're going to win one of them, two of them, a couple of them. You ain't going to lose all of them. Yeah? We've always said another manager wouldn't lose all three Premier League titles. But I'm sitting here saying we get to a final. We're not going to lose all three of them. I don't think we will. I've said it for time that I think I fancy us against anyone at Wembley. Against anyone. Get us to Wembley, one-off game, we have a chance. And the run would have been good. The run to this EFL Cup trophy would have been good. It would have looked like Port Vale, 2-0. It would have looked like, was it Brighton, 2-0. It would have looked like Palace, Chelsea, City. So quite a few Premier League teams in there knock off to get to the trophy. So it's a worthy cause. But by no means is the job done. I put City in the thumbnail because the job is done for as far as they going into the final. Like, there is no, I'm sorry, Specs. I'm sorry, Dreadman TV. I'm sorry, Queen of Hearts. I'm sorry to Kendall, all the Newcastle fans that I know. It's not happening. I am sorry. But you are going home today, packing. Just try not to make it messy. Big up to Guna Rican in the building. Big up to Guna SC. Big up to the legend that is Rob Militant, Wembley Warriors. Our second home. Let's go back, right? Let's go back to our second home, someone says, and claim this trophy for the first time since 93. Long time, you know. Big up to Binks. Glad you had the pleasure of witnessing us punching our ticket to a final, courtesy of Kai the Donkey. Big up to Mateo in the house, man. Big up to Mateo. We already know what Mateo is. He's the real bad man.
Real bad man.
Mateo is. Big him up every time. Hi, brother. Be assembled. What you telling me? How you feeling? You feel like we can get this one over the line, yeah? Or we still feeling, but I guess I know that we're still feeling some type of way because of, we're not going to forget who the manager is, yeah? I think we get this one over the line, no doubt. Big up, man. What the hell? I swear my IG is not private. You want to jump on? I'll drop the link in the comment section here, Guna Rican, if you want to hop on. Let me go ahead and do that real quick before I forget. I get messages daily on IG, my brother. And I'm sure I don't follow. I'm sure I don't follow everyone that messages me. So yeah, just drop the link in the chat, man. If you got time and all them something there. Big up to the assembled, doing that. All right, man, good. Gotcha. Now, people, obviously, we're gassed that we're in a final. Obviously, we're gassed that we got one over on Chelsea again. All right. But there are takeaways from the game that you look at this game and you're like, okay, why did they do that? Not that it matters now, but why the hell did they do that? Why did they think they could spot us an entire 45 minutes and win the game? I've never seen this shit in my life. Now, full disclaimer, I didn't watch the game live. Right? I had some some events yesterday that took up my time. Like I told you all before I popped out, I was getting presented an award yesterday, and I was given my retirement certificate and a whole bunch of gifts yesterday. Yesterday I got a bag full of shit, bag full of wonderful gifts. So I couldn't get to catch the first half and parts of the second half. But I watched the game again last night, and I'm looking at that game. I'm like, man, Chelsea should be ashamed of themselves. That man better take off those those belts, those sunglasses, and all them fuckery that they do on stream, trying to prop up their club. I was gonna say that plastic club, but we do get Chelsea fans over here now. Big up to Brian, the Chelsea fan, Chelsea fan, and all that. Was gonna have a pop at them there, but we're not gonna kick them while they're down, right? We'll leave them be. But man, them thought they could spot us an entire 45 minutes of not going for it. And I go watch the game. I'm thinking that Chelsea had something for us. I'm like, nah, bro. When I go watch it last night, Martinelli had the best chance of the first half. They had a shot from outside the box with Enzo, but Nketiah had a clean look as well on that pass from Eze. I think that's the only thing Eze really did in the first half, but still would have got an assist if Nketiah caught that one clean. But in the first half, man, them didn't do anything. Then I look at the lineup and I examine it, and I see you are down a goal. Like, Chelsea came to the Emirates to defend a 1-0 deficit. Wait, that makes sense. That man turned up with 2 attacking players on the pitch and 9 defenders. Or 8 defensive players. The goalkeeper and 2 attacking players. And the 2 attacking players I'm talking about is Delap and Yao Pedro. Everyone else on that pitch was a damn defensive-minded player. Because Enzo ain't no 10. Ashimpong ain't no 10. He a CM. Caicedo score a banger every now and again, but he's a DM. Chelsea fan themselves say it. Best DM in the league over Rodri and Rice and Zubimendi and all that shit. Then 3 at the back with Cucurella and Gusto. I'm like, brother, how are you defending a 1-goal deficit against the best defense in Europe? If this is the type of decision making that brother gonna be doing at Chelsea, he won't be there long. So we can't even put our foot on Chelsea's neck too long if he's gonna be doing stupid shit like that. Brother, what is man on? Big up to James Bond. Matters and respect. Finalists. We're finalists, brother. But now, until the game is played, because I do believe on 22 March we will be champions of the EFL Cup, regardless of who comes through, Man City. Because I'm watching Pep's press conference now, and it seems like brother is losing his shit, you know. Pep I'm talking about. Whenever we ever seen Pep talk like this, be this rattled, we seen it. If you catch Sky Sports, bro, Pep is off. He's off his rocker. Man is taking shots at this person. Is talking about everything other than this shit performance at the weekend versus Tottenham sloppy top Spur. And lo and behold, let Newcastle go up a goal early today. You know, because if Newcastle go in 2-0 at 2-1 at halftime, or 1-0 up for 2-1 aggregate, they come out second half. Pressure is only going one way. But a full disclaimer, I think City will actually go through, though. I think in the event when Newcastle actually open up to go for the goal, they will get caught out. There's no way Eddie can do what Liam did yesterday. Show up for the deficit and decide to put a bunch of defenders on the pitch. You need to win the game. What are we doing? Big up to Mr. Cousteau in the building. And Boy 10 has forced us to reevaluate our positions on the trophy counts this season. Not going quad, not doing that. I don't have that type of chest yet, if ever. But what I will say is that from this position here, on what's today? February 4th. The way we are postured, anything other than 2 trophies will be a failure from this point. Now, if they agreed and you said the beginning of the season that the Premier League was the only thing that was good enough for you, or fair, and that's all fine. But the way we are right now, fully expect us to win this final, regardless of who comes out. Postured from this position, 6 points clear in a final. Wigan. God damn it, we're in the 5th round of the FA Cup. I'm not, with all the disrespect to Wigan, I'm sorry. Only thing I want to remember about Wigan is Thierry Henry's free kick. They ruled it out. He's respotted it and kicked that motherfucker right back in there. And looked at the ref and said, is that good enough? Remember them ones? So from this position, it'd be poor if we walk away with only one. Last night I was thinking, job not done. Kobe settings. Yeah, you got that Kobe clip. Yeah, you know what? I couldn't find it. I would have to like screen record and clip it, and those files take up. I couldn't find one that was downloadable, Lynch. But yeah, definitely thinking to myself, yeah, job not done. But on yesterday's stream that I did with Yagapi on my reaction, that's essentially what I said. I used the NBA reference and said, we've come out the Western Conference, the Eastern Conference, what have you, and we're waiting on our opponent. But the job's not done. Big up the Static, man. Be excited. Yeah, Arsenal. Stockholm Gooner in the house. What you telling me? You good, yeah? Hope you're gassed and over the moon like them, man. That punched our ticket to Wembley yesterday. Here we come. I want Man City in the final so we can smoke them. Now, listen. If Newcastle pulls off the upset, cool. You know what I mean? I'm sure Gabriel and Saliba would prefer not having to chase Erling Haaland all over the pitch, you know. And I'm sure that Zubimendi and Rice won't have to Mad Mark, Cherky, and Marmouche and shit, you know. I think with all things being equal, you know, would be more favorable against Newcastle because we're a better team than them. And I mean, think we're a better team than City on the day. But Man City can't hurt us. And that's why we'll pause and say, job not done. But from this point, I'm expecting us to win it, man. Yeah, people, early on in the show, 13 likes, we're on track. I can fuck with that. Don't talk about money, don't talk about spending 115 allegations. You know what's rich for me, Lynch? You know what's funny? And Pep has earned the right to do certain things, and no one's going to call him out on it because he is Pep. He sits at the go table. But he can't talk about money. He can't. Fuck all that net spending shit. Like, brother, you spent $100 million on Jack Grealish. Flop Grealish. You spent 4 years at Manchester City and scored 12 Premier League goals. Now, what kind of return is that? But what did they do? It's not like Pep coached them up. He just, Doku, come on. Doku was misfiring. Oh, Savinho, come on. Savinho and Doku are misfiring. Semenyo, come on. Checkbook manager, right? He can't sidestep that. But I will give him credit that he earned the right to be a checkbook manager. There's no way you work your way up to that point to go manage Wigan and shit. But we have to keep the conversation honest like we do over here. Like, brother, you didn't. Calvin Phillips was the best performing midfielder at Leeds. Make of that of what you will, but he earned a move to Man City based on his performances in that Bielsa system, which is an attacking system. And then you get him at Manchester City, and he plays, and he turns into shit overnight. Loan at Ipswich, loan at West Ham. Bullshit, like you ruined the player. These modern day coaches just seem to, they have a problem. The solution is, let's get to January. They have a problem, wait till the summer transfer window. How about you coach the fucking players that you have? You know, this is when media members used to hold, when journalists used to hold coaches, public figures, politicians to the fire. They would ask these tough questions. They would go into the pressers with tough questions. Like, you don't get to sit there after spending all that money just throwing away this player, throwing away that player, to talk about that spending all this other shit. You're supposed to win when you have a $100 million player scoring 12 goals in 4 years and no one says shit about it. Because he retains the ball. Like, brother, you spent $100 million for a ball retainer. You know what I'm saying? And them 115s, them fuckers ain't never gonna hit, man. They're gonna kick that can so far down the road, no one's gonna care. By the time that case is adjudicated, people are gonna be like, "Oh, that shit is still going on," you know. You know, like it was like 6 years after Joe Campbell kicked the ball for Arsenal. I looked on the damn Arsenal website one day, and Joe Campbell was still an Arsenal player. I'm like, damn, he's still with us. That's the feeling I'm getting. Like, damn, is that case still pending? Surely there have been cases who have gone in front of those solicitors after the damn 1-5 charges were brought up and has been adjudicated before. Like, What's the damn hold? Is it that a monumental fuck up that is taking all this time? And if that's the case, bye City. Because if it's just a fine, just fine them and let's move on, innit? Remember when they gave when that mailbox gave City, yeah. And the cousin who owns the this and the that, just we know what the deal is. It doesn't take away from anything you did on the pitch, but we know what the damn deal is. Man, went crazy seeing Havertz score. You know, I thought they were just gonna follow the instructions and just try to see out the clock and knock it around there. But you know, Trossard is one that's always gonna pass it forward. And you know Declan. Remember the 5-1 against Man City? We were just knocking the ball around. Ethan was wide open on that right-hand side of the pitch. Everyone knocking the ball around. If you go back and look at that goal, Ethan raises his hands like 3 or 4 times. I'm wide open. Send me the ball. They're knocking. And once Declan spotted him, a one-time beater over there. He took one touch, set himself, roof it. Top corner. And that's all she wrote. So, yeah, Kai wasn't passing that ball. Martinelli makes those supporting runs, and normally when you play football, when you play any kind of team sport, if you're a point guard in basketball, when your big man runs the length of the court, you feed him the ball. That's it. Even if you have a layup, you feed the big man. The way I play football, if you make a supporting run for me, even if I have a wide open tap in, I'm passing you the ball. You made the run. Martinelli made the run. Kai's like, nah, brother. Nope, there'll be a cold day in hell before I pass this ball to you. Nah, because I'm going to score, and I'm going to put this finger to this crest. And then luckily, he wasn't in front of the Chelsea fans, at the away end. They probably would have thrown some shit at him. But yeah, it was the ice on the cake. It had him, Boyatan said, anything than the Prem and one of these domestics is an abject failure. Yeah, I agree. And I'll give you your flowers on that, because I've come a long way to be at this point to say that 2 is the minimum, even though I wanted and said that we would do the domestic double, and I'm shutting up. But make no mistake about it, Arsenal fans. No mistake about it, because it's us right now. It's a family meeting. I don't see any of the ops. It's just us right now. Make no mistake about it. Everyone wants us to lose this final. The same way everyone wants us to lose this Premier League, everyone wants us to lose this final. 1, because it's Arsenal, and 2, because it's City. Did y'all see Tap in Tobes twerking yesterday for City? The Niash, shaking his Niash for City. Everyone wants it. This is no different than the 22-23 season, the 23-24 season, when everyone was working for City. Not Wembley seats 90,000. That stadium should be red, jam-packed with red. It should be 80,000 Arsenal fans, 10,000 City fans, if they can find that many. You know what I mean? What is this? Good Rican say, I'm still EPL or Champions League or leave, but I'm happy if we win a semifinal, they'll go win the big trophies. Now, Gunnar, what can't happen, what cannot happen is we do the progress thing. Where how we did it with the Champions League. Oh, Bayern Munich knocked us out in the quarters. Oh, last year we got to the semis. This year we got to the finals, so it's okay. Now we wanted you to get to the finals so we could win the damn shit. So even if we don't win this final, we can't spin this as some type of positive. Oh, it's progression. No, motherfucker. Like, the goal was to get to the final, a one-off game, so we can win it. But yeah, I hear it. I tell you what, only to a domestic cup is a failure. They probably won't sack him, but this season is meant to end with a major trophy of some kind. And I would hear that. Because we want a parade, don't we? We want a family reunion called a parade. Hey, Arsenal Football Club haven't had a parade for decades, so we need a parade. The domestic cup double doesn't give us a parade. They better not. We'll put those in the cabinet and we move. But yeah, Premier League, Champions League comes with a parade. So I fully hear you. with this point, boy 10, but that's my explanation on why I agree. But I started the season saying domestic cup double, I'm shutting up. Can't change my tune now. I see what you say. I did not. Unfortunately, I didn't get this. Yeah. Let us know what he said. You could even put the link in the chat. You ruined them, James Bond. You ruined them. You know what I mean? Like, I big up Pep every time. I think he sits at the GOAT table of managers, but you can't just sit up there and talk about anyone else's money, bro. You can't. You know what I mean? You can't be an overweight person telling a skinny person or someone who is in shape, how to do the exercises. You know what I mean? You can't. You can't. So whenever money comes up, he just needs to be quiet. You know what I mean? The self-awareness. Read the room, bro. You toned that. Because we know that there are certain conversations where, as an Arsenal fan, we can participate in, right? If there's a conversation going on about our the best center backs in the world, we got something to say. We can talk. You know what I mean? If the conversation is the best right backs in the world, we can talk. We have something to say. We're in there. One of the best set piece takers, one of the best midfielders, dead ball kickers, Declan Rice. We can talk. We can have something to say. But if the conversation is the best strikers in the world, we have to be quiet. As much as we rate Gyökeres or want him to do well, we have to be quiet. Have to be aware of our situation. If the conversation is Champions League winners, we be quiet. We got nothing to say. We're not participating. We're sitting this one out. So when the conversation is money and checkbook managers, Pep, I'm sorry, but you have to be quiet, bro. Because we've seen you get £100 million players and just bin them like nothing, and just go get another one. It's Grealish and Doku, Savinho. None of them are working out for you. And then you just go drop another 60 on Semenyo. You know what I mean? It's calm. And Phil Wanderfoden wasn't developing like you thought he would. You went and dropped the bag on Moyes. So it's calm. We know how you roll. 38 legends locked in. Can we get to 20 likes, folks? What we talking about? Big up to my broski, the Waffle Don. My brother. Just forget about the 150. It's dead. Dead, brother. But I want to know just how they're going to spin that. Because if that's the case, and everyone else, it sets a dangerous precedent. Because they're the one who announced this shit. You brought up the charges, and everyone is like, what's going on? Sets a dangerous precedent. So everyone else fought the rules. Go break them. You got good enough attorneys, you'll get off. Just kick the can down the road until everyone has 115 fatigue. Because I legitimately don't care anymore. And I'm guessing like this how you put this comment, James Bond. You know about that either. You can't about that. It's like he just move on, innit? Mikhail was smelling colors yesterday. Maybe he'll be smelling shapes. It's crazy to think we're getting so fast to reaching the final, but it goes to show how starved we are for silverware. He had to. This was a benchmark for him. He had to get there. Last year, you fluffed your lines in the semifinal. So you had to. You know what I mean? One step further. This is what we're asking you to do as the manager of our football club. You know what I mean? We got the LFC monster in the house. Norgard has to start coming on in games to close it out. Yeah. I was wondering yesterday, like, you know what? Part of me believes. So you see after Liam puts out a defensive formation to defend his 1-goal deficit, I'm like, brother, what are you doing? And then throws on his attacking players later on in the game. Use all 5 of his subs. And then I look, Arteta only used 2 of his subs. So I'm sitting there like, did Mikhail think they were going to score and then we're going to play extra time? Because then we would have needed the extra legs and he would have had the advantage there. Because he had 3 subs remaining. He can bring on 6 fresh legs while Chelsea had exhausted. You know what I mean? Because I think you get an additional sub in the extra period anyway. Right? So he could have bring on even 4 potential players should Chelsea had scored. You know what I mean? So maybe he was cautious to a point. But when I rewatched the game, I'm sorry, I did. I started yesterday's stream saying I'm not nervous, I'm not worried. And as I watched that game last night, I rewatched it because I missed the damn first half out doing things. I think I was vindicated because there was no clear-cut chances. If you go watch the highlights, their highlights in the game was the 2 shots that Enzo Fernandez took and a shot that Fofana put 4 yards wide at the near post. That's all they had. But yeah, Norgard, he needs to start getting match sharpness, right? Because he is match fit, but we need to get him match sharp for this title running. I can hear that. Maybe he gets a run out this weekend against Sunderland. But big up to the doctor, man. Closet Spurs fans, please hit the likes too. Big up to Boston Guns. Big you up, my G. Hope you are good. Social, what you telling me? Man City Cucks. Arteta has all the authority of all aspects of the club, and everyone falls in line or they're out. I think that was the case prior to. I think Bertha here. I don't think Bertha falls in line with anything that Arteta does. You know, Bertha is upstairs. You know, Bertha is getting the groceries. Bertha is getting Hincapié. Right. Arteta didn't scout Hincapié like that. Bertha did. That was Bertha's magic. You know what I mean? And Hincapié was man of the match yesterday, from what I'm hearing. Man of the match performance from Hincapié. Started the counterattack for the goal. You know, when Estevan came on, nothing, young fella. I got you. I got you. I'm up against Messi, you know, when I play for my country in South America. You are light food. You know what I mean? Because Messi has all the requisite skills and he get protection from his teammates and from the refs. You know, and I'm putting him in the split. So Reda Esteval was getting no change yesterday. Big up to Arsenal hate. Arteta. Oh, Jesus. Almost committed treason there. Arteta hate University. Big you up, my G. Complete aspects of our club and everyone's faults are there. I disagree. I disagree, Mr. Cousteau. Big up to the Arsenal scholar himself. Man like Sheed, you know, man like Rash. Big you up, my brother. Matter of fact, people, shameless promo. Rashid, 8 p.m. tonight, we'll have Lordside and you have Captain Glund and who else? You know, brother, I don't get invited to them motherfucking shows, you know. What's going on, man? Am I just a pundit or a contributor for match day warm-ups? What are we doing? Nah, it's all good, bro. I'm all with Gianni at 8 p.m. tonight anyway. But big you up and make sure that everyone is sub to Rashid, the legend that he is. Big you up, my brother. Big up to Weevil in the house. Man, as I respect, my friend. The world champion, Brian, sorry for the lateness. Big up, man. Nah, bro, you get here when you get here, my G. Still fuming. I'll be fuming too, bro. If Arteta did what Rosinho did yesterday, it was another sackable offense. We're down a goal and you turn up away with 7 goddamn defenders on the pitch. Like, what are we doing, bro? Are you here trying to do damage control when we need a goal? You can't be turning up when we need a goal. How do you defend a 1-goal deficit, bro? What the? Sackable. But it's too early for him still. Mikhail only made 1 blunder yesterday, and it didn't cost us the final. The blunder was starting Kepa. A clean sheet does not make that. Now, this is a conversation, you know, boy 10, because he starts the final. I'm sorry, but he starts the final. Now, I was dead wrong yesterday about Odegaard, but at the end of the stream, I caught on, and I was dead right as well. Because remember, we discussed this yesterday. We said, if he doesn't start Odegaard tonight, we're talking about yesterday's game, then he couldn't start him in the final. So what does he do? Takes him out of the final and protects him with a niggle. Protects him with physical discomfort. Say he's hurt. So now, if the opportunity presents himself in the final for you to play him, you play him. But I do think that's a dangerous game to play. But that's how you protect big players, right? We see in basketball. I've seen Jacques Vaughn take Ben Simmons out the firing line when his back was injured when he was out of sorts. They do this type of shit. Coaches do. Yeah. But I do think Kepa starts the final. I think he does. He will feel hard done by to start against Port Vale, Brighton, Palace, Chelsea, both legs, to be benched in the final for Raya. And imagine if, I think he will start him. Now, yeah. Even in the FA Cup as well, I think he will start Kepa. But I fully hear your point. But, he didn't cost us the game. But part of that was, Chelsea had 7 goddamn defenders on the pitch and was taking long-range shots that was, getting kicked out the damn stadium and that. Fofana was putting their chance wide. And I do think he starts. I'm not going to lie. I think Kepa starts. What are we saying, chat? Do we think Kepa Arrizabalaga has earned the right to start in the final for Arsenal? I don't know. I'm okay with it. I'm okay. March 22nd, when that lineup comes out, I won't be bothered if it's Kepa. I promise you, I won't. But if it's Raya, I'm like, okay, our number one goalkeeper in the final. I get it. Maybe he'll start Kepa, start Raya for his distribution, or based on how he decides to play against Man City. But I have no qualms about him playing. Are you guys happy with Gabriel as captain? I don't mind it, but still prefer Declan as captain. Yeah, it's one of them two. It's 1A and 1B. One of them two, and I'm calm with it. If I were to go pick an order, it would be Declan, Gabriel, and then I don't know. If neither of them are playing, you give it It's a rotational cup game. The only other senior player probably that's been here a while that has any kind of leadership about it, maybe fucking Benjamin White. Like a cup game in that. A big up to Uncle Suge, my friend, my brother, my G. What you telling me? Big up to Taran in the chat. We're in a Suge. We're finalists. Finalists, my bro. And we move. Interview on CBS, paraphrasing, Arteta has complete authority over all aspects of the club. I mean, I think he has full authority over the players, as most coaches do, but over the club? Nah. Because we know we can aggregate all the information we have, and we know that he didn't want Gyökeres, he didn't want Eze, but they're at the club. They're here. So that's not people falling in line. That's people planning beyond you. You know what I mean? This is the club looking beyond you for years to come. Like, nah, this Mosquera and this Nketiah, I'm gonna go get him in spite. I know that Saliba, Gabriel are your mainstays. I'm gonna go get these other two guys, and I'm gonna get rid of Kivior, your signing. So the actions of how the club is moving completely contradicts that statement. Not saying you're saying that. Just saying that's what I see. We don't have the best everything, but we're making the best out of this moment. You got my brother, the Waffle Don, Gary in the house. Gary, what you telling me? Gassed? Still gassed. The assembled. Big you up, my brother. If Odegaard starts the final, I don't know. Yeah. So the elephant in the room. It seems to be that there's always a damn elephant in the room with Arsenal Football Club. Don't it? With the Zoo FC. So that's the new elephant in the room. What do you do with Odegaard? Now, that's the thing. Arteta has got himself a lifeline. Now, if this is deliberate, genius move. If it's just stumbled up on him and he does in fact have an idol, he is the luckiest manager in the world. Because we all said this yesterday. If he starts, we lose. He doesn't play. We not only do we not lose, we win the damn game. We need to win to advance. But you know what I'm saying. Start the final. You can't. And this is it. This is the problem that we highlighted. There is not a game in football that's bigger than a final. And you're in a situation where you're going to go to Wembley in a final, and your captain is a liability if he starts. So what do you do? Because going into that game, we have other run-ins. So we'll be seeing Odegaard play leading up to that. So we know he's going to be fit. He's going to pick up another mysterious, dubious niggle the day before the game, the day off the game. You know what I mean? Yeah, James, it done better. Corruption look like from from the bigger heads and thing. You know what the thing is? Yeah. Because I love all that. Big up LFC Monster. The odd thing is, Mr. Clouseau did seem well apart from his yellow card. Did he pick one up? He got booked. Oh, man. Yeah, Doc, big up yourself, man. Enjoy your day, my brother. Arsenal had a better XG than Chelsea despite having double your shots. Useless. Shit. Wide the lap right wing for fuck's sake. Right? I don't know what bro was on. I don't know. That lineup was if he was already under pressure, say he wasn't 6 games, 7 games on the job. Say he was 6 months on the job under pressure, being pressured, and then he goes into a semifinal and did that shit yesterday. But yesterday, his inexperience, his immaturity showed. You know, imagine getting outshone by Arteta before a ball is even kicked. You know what I mean? Bertha's boss. That's it. Yeah. There is no world where I'm gonna see an old ass Italian mobster turned sporting director sit underneath the umbrella of a winless Spaniard. Just don't see it. You know. But it is what it is. That's an Esther vowel. Did y'all see Fofana crying in the EFL Cup semifinal, man, crying? Or was that AI? I don't trust anything I see on the internet these days, you know. Was that AI? But Broski was crying, you know. Big up to Piero Blacks. He was on smoke yesterday, the Ecuadorian butcher, you know. I think, you know, we just love to give some damn nicknames. But yeah, he was good. Defensively, he is rock solid. You know, it's just going forward when he finds himself in spaces. Sometimes he's very safe. But, you know, he's the complete opposite of Skelly. Skelly on the ball going forward. If Nkapia had any of those skills, we would have Ashley Cole. But defensively, Skelly, you know, it's all effort and his awareness and his ability to sniff out danger and when to dive in for the tackle. He doesn't have that yet. Nkapia seems to have a innate ability to time a tackle. You know, big up to Weevil, man. So Wagwan BBK, catch you in a similar time zone on Specs live stream. I'm in Seattle, my bro. I'm right up the road. I think he said you're in Cali. So, same time zone, but you're a little further south. I'm way up in the PNW, the Pacific Northwest. Big you up. Seeing what's happening. These men are about to sell Palmer and move Esteban to Starboy. And then Quenda comes in the summer. Esteban will probably move to the 10, looking spooky for Palmer. Esteban won't be at Chelsea for another contract. Chelsea's a stepping stone for going to go to Real Madrid. This is what these men do. You know, I mean, even their best player and or the most flair player that they love so much that they put in the GOAT conversation when they say he is better than Salah, is better than this guy. When they talk about Eden Hazard, even he left. You know, he's not going to be, you know, one of those guys that's not. Think he'll sign an extension and in 3-4 years he's at Madrid or Marca if he lives up to his potential. And I don't think Palmer will be there long term either, especially Chelsea getting knocked out of cups when they're being dubbed a cup team. Because when was the last time they seriously challenged for a Premier League title? Challenge. Like they won it and then just fell off. Chelsea haven't challenged for the Premier League title in a long time. They have become a cup side. So if you become a cup side and then you're getting knocked out of the cup to Arsenal, it's problems. You know what I mean? So, but next year I think they will be better. I said, hey, need the invites. Come on now, my G. It's a big hey. Man. It's all good, man. Big up to Rashid. Big up to Kwaja. What you telling me? Hey, man, brother. I'm glad you said that, because I'm seeing you all these panel shows on Waffle Down TV, and I can't get an invite, bro. Like, what's going on? Am I too rough on the mic? Big up to Rashid, man. Love my brother. She is doing bits in these YouTube spaces, man. Big him up. Big up to Wahaha, legendary Wahaha. Hey, Wahaha, how did your Warriors get on last night? Yeah, the Warriors, might be over. Stephen street closed. Draymond can't be bothered. It's looking spooky out here for you, brother. Kepper earned his spot still social. That would be poor management and look bad in the squad. Yeah, I think he has to, because I was happy to see Ben White not in the squad. So I know that might sound a little hypocritical. Like Ben White's been playing right back in the cup, and all of a sudden Timber is fit. But I think the 2 goals that Garnacho scores don't get scored if Timber is on his side that he plays. And we all know that Ben White ain't 100% fit anyway, right? So we'll give him a run out against, is it Wigan next Saturday, whenever FA Cup is being played. But yeah, Kepa will feel hard done by if he doesn't get a nod in the final. You put Pet lap on together. It's the lap that goes out wide. Wonder why Rassinier thought that was a good idea. That was weird, bro. I didn't understand the 3 at the back to begin with. 3 at the back, Cucurella and Gusto out wide, and then you have. If you put Palmer in there, I could understand. But Caicedo is a DM. Achimpong or Santos or whoever he was. That man's intense. Does start. I hear it. Big up to Godfrey, legend in the house. Why are Arsenal defending and Chelsea defending coaches has really changed? It's mad. It was like that lineup, and any Chelsea fan who was surprised that it was 0-0 at halftime, then you're crazy. That shit had 0-0 written all over it, bro. Arteta couldn't believe his luck. Like, man is coming here to defend. Okay. We have Kelleher throughout the cup. Wins would imagine Kepa will lose his spot for the final after starting in the semi. I hear it. Yeah, won't be hard done, but he would feel some type of way. You know what I mean? Big up to Stockholm Goon. It's a question. If Arteta get us over the line for the Carabao Cup and Prem, how do we view him as a manager? We'll view him as. You remember when LeBron won his first title when they beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in 2012? He held the NBA title, the Larry O'Brien Trophy, and he held the MVP award. And the first words out of his mouth, he wasn't even prompted to ask a question. He said, "It's about damn time." Because he knows whatever words that he said at that point was going to echo throughout the basketball spectrum. So he just said it, what everyone was thinking. It's about damn time. That's what I'll view him as. I will view him as you have been given £1 billion to spend. You've been given time. You've been given everything that a modern manager who would write a journal right now would say they want. You've been given that. Like Jacques Cousteau referenced what Declan said in his press conference about him having complete control over this and that. That's what modern managers want. Any other manager will be looking at that Arsenal squad. I can do something with it. Give time, give him protection. So that's what I would view him. It's about damn time. Now you're gonna see a spin on Arteta should we get over the line. the Premier League and the Carabao, right? You're gonna see over the last 4 seasons, the lowest he's finished was second, right? So that will gloss the second finishes. But you step away and you look at the picture holistically, and you see, okay, you won one Premier League in 7 years. The same thing they did to Jurgen Klopp, even though Klopp won, a multitude of trophies. Now, should he kick on and go on to win more, that's what it will be. But that's going to be my response to him. It's about damn time. Didn't think you would. I'll be completely honest with him. And I say, I didn't think you could. But thank you. Now we move. We have to keep this. My captains are Raya and Big Gabby. Timber, White. Yeah, glad you got White in there. I'm not giving the captaincy to non-defensive players. That's how it is for me. Yeah, they see the game better. Yeah, we see him as a winner, fam. I hear it. About damn time. We are in the final. That's what we wanted. Enjoy. We're there, bro. We're there. Job not done, but we're there. Opportunities. Scarce commodities. So took the team through training, got 5 people throwing up. Here's my celebration to get into the final. Hey, Suge, do your damn thing. I want more from Eze. My first thought, he was lacking upon review. Most of our chances was created by Eze. He needs finishers. Bro, the ball gets played out wide. He looks at Nkapie. He doesn't need 3-4 touches. He just passes the ball to him with 1 touch, and Nkapie has a shot. Odegaard is touching that ball 4 or 5 times. He's spinning around on it. Pause. Bam. But Odegaard is going to take multiple touches in that situation, and that space that Nkapie had would close. Now you give him, Nkapie gets in that position 3-4 times. He catches one clean. He can't score a screamer from there. But you know what I mean? He passed that ball first time. Bang, created. That's what I'm saying. There's always, if you're the starting creative midfielder for Arsenal Football Club, there's always going to be more for you. The demands will be high. And I think Eze knows that. And I think he's up for it. You know what I mean? What you telling me, Gunnar Rican? You good, my bro?
What's good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I can hear you just fine, man. Appreciate your debut on the channel, my friend. What you telling me?
Yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate you for having me. I just got home from work. Early day.
So,
yeah. Just chilling.
What'd you make of Eze's performance yesterday? Like Gary said, he needs more from him. I'm saying that there's always going to be demands played high from you, but the circumstances around his appearances and his minutes and the timing of his minutes, I'm expecting more performances from him, but I understand why he's in a slump.
I mean, when it comes to somebody like Eze, man, like I think there's two parts to the problem. So like one part is the fact that he doesn't have minutes. The system's not that great. And another part is because I went to the match last week against Man United, and people always say, "Oh, Eze just strolls," and then you watch him in person, you're like, "Yeah, you kind of just walk around like, Martin Odegaard presses, but Eze just kind of stands there waiting for the ball instead of moving." And I think that's the problem with a lot of our players. They just kind of stand there in positions where you shouldn't be. If a guy's behind you, I'm not going to kick you the ball. So move somewhere, try to get into space. There's none of that. And I think Eze does a lot of passing to me and strolling, and then he might run a little bit. But I think we also need to understand that Eze is he's like Ozil. He's a moments player. Like Ozil wasn't going to press. He wasn't going to defend. But with the ball at his feet, he made magic happen. So I think we need to understand what Eze is actually going to give us, I think. And I don't think it's going to be, the running and jumping and all that stuff. But I do think he needs a little bit more time to kind of, our system isn't great. We turned a 90-goal striker into, going head to head with own goals for most goals in the team. Like, I just think that people need to be kind of a little bit critical of the system, but yes, it's on Eze too. It's on him as well. But he better than Odegaard. At least he passes the ball forward, and that's all I want to see.
Yeah, I hear it. Big up to DJ Sav said, big up, well done Arsenal. But if they fail to win the final, the jokes will be back on them. Yeah, 100%. We can't use that. Oh, we advanced past the semis, and that's 1 foot better than we did last year. Now the goal is to win it. Now you get to the final for the opportunity in a one-off to win this. I fully agree with that. LFC Monster said this is going to be a great week for you guys into a final, finally, and we'll move 9 points ahead of City at the weekend. So yeah, Liverpool faithful are fully confident that City are dropping points this weekend, and I'm here for it. I don't think City leaving Anfield with all 3 points. I'm not saying they're going to lose the game, but I don't think they're leaving with all 3. So yeah, this weekend gives us a great opportunity. So that leads me into the question I want to ask you. When will you get comfortable saying we're going to win it? What does the lead need to look like?
When it's mathematically impossible for us not to win it. That's when I'll say we win it.
So when we're 4 points clear with 1 game left.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? When we can literally drop as many points as we like and still win. That's when it's just, I think people forget, man. I've been watching this under this manager for 6 years. You know, we bottled top 4 to Tottenham. We should have won 22-23. We bottled it then. We should have then kicked on, 23-24. Couldn't get over. Last year was the worst league we've seen. And we still couldn't catch Liverpool. I get it, because I love dopamine as well. I'm the Don of dopamine. I like cheering. I was gassed yesterday, went on IG, went on TikTok, super gassed. But we have to be honest, this is still Arsenal, and it's not just Arteta. It's kind of the history of Arsenal in the last 20 years. After that Invincible, it's like we're cursed. Anytime we get close to getting over the line, the Champions League final, the Leicester season, every time we're close, we just can't get there. Mm-hmm. And I think it's an Arsenal club problem. But Arteta has made it worse because we ain't winning any trophy. At least Wenger was winning FA Cups. We ain't winning anything under Arteta. And I think that's what makes it worse. But honestly, I think if we go to the Etihad and we win, then I think I'm on the train. If we win the Carabao Cup, then I might be on the train then. But I just want to see us win something. We have never proven under this manager, besides that first FA Cup with no player that is probably currently still here. We haven't proven with this team that we can win anything. So if we win the Carabao Cup, I got 1 foot on the train. We beat them at the Etihad. I'm on the train, the platform, and if we crumble from there, I'm head loss. Yeah,
I think Martinelli and Saka were the only ones in the team back when we won the FA Cup. Still,
I'm pretty sure Saka was playing left wing back then. Those times
he didn't even start the game. I don't even think he started. He wasn't a mainstay in the team. He was yeah, but for me, I look at the Premier League table, right, and I see Man City with 5 losses already. I think if they lose 2 more games, it's very difficult for you to win this Premier League with 7, 8 losses. Yeah. So I'd love for Liverpool to put their foot on their neck this weekend. Now, when we get to match week 33 that I always reference when we play them, if the lead is 7 points, so more than 3 games, or we have superior goal difference, and we come out of there with a sizable lead. Now, if it gets to double digits, where we get down, because right now we have, 39 points to play for? There's 13 games left. So a 6-point lead, 6 from 39. If it gets to a point where we're 11 clear with 20-something to play for, then I don't think they can make that up. Because they would have had to lose or drop points, have some bad run of form for us to widen the lead. So if it gets to double digits, because I know Man City fans like Daps and LB who know the pulse of their football club was ready to concede when we played Liverpool, because they would have went to double digits or close to it then. So if we get further on in the season with less points to play for and the lead grows, I might say, okay, even Mikel can't make a meal of this. Even he can't fuck this up, and then I would be like, yeah.
See, everybody's talking about Arsenal versus our rivals. I think my biggest problem is Arsenal versus Arsenal. I can't trust the team. And I think they'll drop points, but I can't trust that we won't drop points. We drew with Southampton. They were one of the worst teams I've ever seen. And I live near Southampton. I was watching them and listening to them, and we drew with them. We should have put them away. And that's the problem I always have. It's always we can play up to the big teams, but when we go face the Wolves and we drop points, that's my big problem with Arsenal is, can we stay out of our own way enough to actually get over the line? Because City will drop points. I mean, Villa's shown they're dropping points. Man United, yeah, it's great. You've won a couple matches, but I think if Man United were to get into the title race, it'd be diabolical from us, City, and Aston Villa, to be honest. So
I didn't look at the Villa thing seriously. The PTSD that I have is strictly for City, the big blue shark. It's them that I'm scared of because it's them that I see chase us down and snatch our 10 chains twice. Big up to Wembley, man. Yeah, I see you're over there too. That stuff. Yeah, man. Big up to you, man. Welcome to the community. We do this daily. Gunnar Rican, my guest here, does have a channel as well. So yeah, there's content galore over here, man, and we're glad to find you. His name will be in the title of the video, people. So I think everyone here should be already subbed to Gunnar Rican. If not, you're a pagan. Big up to Lynch. Jacques Cousteau said, analyze the video of Eze's 24 GA contribution at Palace last year. Actually, 25 but one's a pen. 19 of the 24 came from the left wing central. Yeah, he will drift left. He's not going to do the out and out Martinelli winger thing where he's just up and down the flanks. That's not his game. And at 27 years old, you don't change who you are as a player fundamentally. You'll tweak your game, but this is who he is. It's up to the coach to maximize what Eze can give us, and he has a lot to give us. Not in tight spaces, but he can operate in tight spaces because his touch is clean. You know what I mean? I trust him in tight spaces over Martinelli because Martinelli's touch is anything but clean. You know what I mean?
That guy's not Brazilian. Yeah. I think he's Italian. I can't believe he's Brazilian. Even Jesus, when Jesus comes on, he'll take a man on, nutmeg him a little bit. But I mean, Martinelli, I watched that guy literally run the ball out of touch, just straight line. I don't know. I don't know how he managed to do it, to be honest.
Yeah, there are people who I played with when I lived in Germany, in fifth division with better touch or better tech than. There are guys who I couldn't get the ball off of. I think I could get the ball off Martinelli if it's not a race. If it's not a speed race, I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna show you this way because I know you're just gonna kick and run. You know what I mean? Yeah, like you're Adama Traore, bro. You just kick the ball and chase it. You don't have a tight dribble. If you have to look at the ball, I know your fundamentals are bad.
I played against a guy. I think he was 36. He from Brazil, and I was like 22 at the time. I'm like, oh, this dude's old. He's slow.
Can't get the ball off him. You couldn't get near him. No, brother, there are so many of them. You can't. They are so fundamentally sound, and they use their body so well to shield the ball. You can't get the ball off him. Yeah, Martinelli doesn't have any of that. Does work hard, does do all the press and all the stuff, but the tech, not there, man.
He should be a striker, though, in my opinion. I think we should have converted him into, because I think he's very good at finishing. When he gets an opportunity, he's a very good finisher. Yeah, he's got the opposite problem to Madueke. Madueke will do everything up until the final third, forget that he's a footballer in front of the goal. And I feel like Martinelli's the opposite. Like, once Martinelli gets close to the final third, he's going to make something happen. But it's just the other bits that
it is so kind of frustrating. It's so frustrating with Nani, man. He frustrates the shit out of me where he cooks this guy, and then just dribbles the ball out for a goal kick. I'm like, Nani, come on, man.
I watched it at the Emirates. I watched it at Emirates versus Man United. We're chasing the goal. I said, Nani's rinsed this guy. All right, all he needs to do is cross the ball. And then I look away and I look back and the ball's out of touch. And I go, what happened? Like, how did he manage to just miss that? Like, he trips. I don't know. He trips over his own feet or he's like the Monstars. He loses his talent in front of goal.
Yeah. Social say even in match week 38 with points clear. I will be forced to get on the Giddy train if it goes to double digit. If we're 11 clear with 21 points to play for, I don't think City can do that 10 points thing. Even Pep, who I rate, who sits at the go table. I know I had words for Pep earlier with his his checkbookism and all that stuff, but he is Pep. But I'm not hearing this version. No KDB, no Gundogan. Um, Sometimes there have been patches in games this season where I'm looking at Haaland and I'm like, damn, I didn't even remember he was on the pitch. You know what I mean? He has some moment because he's a service merchant as well. You know what I mean? He sometimes he drops deep and try to help build up the play, but he's like getting in the way. They're like, bro, go back up there. We'll get the ball to you. You know what I mean?
I think with City they miss like KDB.
They
Like
do.
they miss a fit, and everybody, a lot of City fans like, oh, he's washed, but they look different. Yes, you had Rodri, and Rodri's great, but KDB, I mean, I watched him rinse us a couple times, like, and I think they're missing that. If with Holland, he's kind of like Gyökeres. If he doesn't get service, yeah, he might pop up with a goal, but sometimes he might just run around. Even against us, I've watched him run around. We've kept him pocketed, and then last few seconds he gets one touch, he scores a goal. But for 90, for 87 minutes, he ain't done nothing.
Yeah.
He just ran around.
Yeah, so big up to DJ Sab, man. Yeah, great streamer, guys. Big up, man. Make sure that we're liking and subscribing. Make sure we're subscribing to RicanTV as well, people. Now, we don't kick a Champions League ball until March 10th or 11th, right? Final is parked to March 22nd. So now we get to shift focus to the Premier League FA Cup next weekend. I think it's important that we go on a run, because like I said, I think City is going to drop points this weekend at Anfield. Now, we got Sunderland at the carpet on Saturday. We play before City, so we can widen the gap and put pressure on them. We knew what happened at the Stadium of Light. I put those points drop down to the gaffer as well with the substitutions that he made late. So now we have another opportunity. I keep thinking we're going to run out of opportunities. They keep coming. We got an opportunity here to right the wrong that we committed at Stadium of Light, because I do think we should have left with all 3 points. We were leading the damn game in the 90-plus third or fourth minute. So how do you see this Sunderland game? You think we win this one, or it's another banana skin?
I think they're missing Xhaka, and I think Xhaka, regardless of what we think of him, I think for them he's kind of the middle. He's the center. He's the captain. He's kind of the guy who will get them going. I think if he was playing, it'd be different. But I think, and I said before, with Arsenal, every game is a banana skin. Every game is a banana skin. Like, yeah. I just think that because we play first and we're leading, I think if we, if own goals makes an appearance, or corner make an appearance, I think we go on to just embarrass them, because they are a championship team. They've come up from the championship, and I think they've punched above their weight, but I think they've run out of gas. They'll probably get enough results to stay up. They're mid-table now, but yeah, I don't think that they might make European places, but I don't think that they'll push on for top 4 or anything. And I think it's a team we should be beating. We should be beating it. We're at home. Funny enough, I actually like us better when we play away from home. I think we play a little bit better away from home. Against the non-top teams, as we saw, we didn't do anything against Liverpool. But yeah, I just think that it's an opportunity for us to kind of say we want to win this. We want to win the title. We need to just go there like we did against Leeds and give our fans something to cheer for. I don't think they shouldn't be too much of a problem, but like I said, it's Arsenal versus Arsenal. We go down a goal. What happens then? Do we respond, or do we shirk away from everything? So 9 points clear is very good.
It is
very good, and that's what we need.
Yeah, that's definitely what we need. Brother, so the elephant in the room, you speak publicly on it. I want to hear your thoughts on our captain. Our captain. So he didn't play. I don't believe this niggle. I just believe Arteta is protecting him. But where does it go from here? Does he? Because we talk about the squad depth. You have to use the squad depth, Mikhail. The squad depth is useless if you don't rotate to that players. The chat just reminded me about Norgard and all that. So at the weekend, does he come back into the fold, or is our captain now a Wigan FA Cup rotation piece?
because we've been stuck with Arteta, and Arteta's choices, he's his captain, regardless, whether we like him or not. And I'll be honest with you, right? Because I follow Odegaard, when Real Madrid signed him, because I was living in Spain at the time. I was gassed when we signed him. I think on his day, he's a very talented player. He's a very creative player. But for some reason, we've turned him into the press machine who just keeps the ball. I mean, no one wants their creative midfielder to play like a DM, and that's what he does. He plays like a defensive midfielder, right? He keeps the ball. He goes left and right, and that's great. That's great if you're Declan Rice. If you're Declan Rice, left and right, all right, cool. Win the ball, amazing. But you're our creator, and if you're not creating, then Martin Odegaard is basically not on the pitch. You might as well have me out there, and I'm big and slow. Like I'll run around, get gas, pass it to this guy, pass it to that guy, flick my hair, 13 times. Like I can do all that. What we need is what we saw the second half, Martin Odegaard, when he came off the bench. He was a lot more progressive. He's a lot more forward. And maybe that's what needs to happen. Maybe Mikel needs to say, you know what, Martin, you can't go a full 90 minutes. So instead of flogging you for 75 and then taking you off, embarrassing you, why don't you let somebody else start? I'll take you off the bench, when we need a goal, when your legs are fresh. Because he's not fit. I think a lot of these players aren't fit. I mean, you look at Declan Rice, every time he comes off the pitch, he's gassed. And that guy's in good shape. So I think with Martin Odegaard, I don't think he's just going to be a cup guy because he's our captain. He's a club captain. He's going to play. But I think Mikel needs to just be honest and say, maybe I don't play you to start the game. Maybe I play you near the end to finish. Maybe you'll be the finisher since he likes finishers. You'll be the captain and the finisher, right? Because I think he played. I think he played relatively well, but
like he came on against Leeds and he came on and he did when he came on. But it gives me Leandro Trossard energy, right? Because when Trossard starts games, sometimes he's not really great, but when he comes on, he has a fire in his belly and he does well, right? He usually does well when he comes on as a super sub. And then Mikel rewards him with a start, and you'll be like, oh, Leo, come on. So that might be the case. But I do think he has a problem because he took him out the firing line for a reason. Maybe he's just, I don't know, maybe he had a talking to. Because we have seen this dude be so damn stubborn to the point where he has cost us points before. The Arteta beef is real, and I'm sure Odie's agent is pushing the Madridlings. Surely he can't be upset being dropped because, brother, your performances have been shit. You know what I mean? And if you're a favorite of the manager and he's giving you ample time to correct your performances and you haven't, you can't be at home. What was the energy like in the stadium at the Emirates, our biggest Premier League rivals? And he can't make it to an hour.
When I went there, it started off great, and then it just kind of died out. It died out like because every time we would score, they started scoring. It's just like you get excited, you get excited, But Taryn, you're NCO, right? And I'm sure you've had junior NCOs under you. You've probably had a guy who's an absolute superstar but lazy as hell. And you could be the best soldier in the army, right? If you just get your head, out of your backside. And sometimes as a leader, you have to say, even if he's a sergeant and you're a staff sergeant, he's a sergeant, take some time off, reevaluate yourself. You're a leader of men. That's what our captain is. He's the leader of our team. And sometimes you need to take him off and say, listen, you haven't been playing well. It hasn't been going great. I've been pulling you off. Sit here, reassess, because I need you to last 10, 15 matches. This is both our careers. That's what it is. If we don't win anything, it's not just Mikel, it's Odegaard as well. You're a captain who's been here 6 years or 5 years, and you haven't won anything. It's on you as well. So he needs to pull him aside and say, you know what? Let's reassess, watch a couple games, and I need you. I need you to be, I don't think he's crap, but I need you to be the player that I know that you can be. I need you to be that Real Madrid player that they wanted. And sometimes you got to do that. I hope that that's what Arteta's doing. Rest, relax. I need you to last 10 games. Either that or I'm putting Eze in I mean, we're talking about Kai Havertz playing the 10. That's how bad he's been playing. I think as a manager, he needs to just kind of get him out of the fire line. But Odegaard, just like Eze, I think he needs to help himself.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, he does help himself, and that's essentially what my question is. Not for you to answer, but that's the question I'm putting out there. He has to help himself, but where does that opportunity come from? Does it come against Sunderland, or does it come against Wigan? Because Premier League, it's Premier League FA Cup for the next week or two. There's no Champions League and there's no EFL until March. So that opportunity is Sunderland, Brentford, Tottenham, Chelsea again are our next 4. So those are big boy games. I don't believe this niggle thing. He's being protected. I don't want to start you in the final, so I have to pull you out the firing line now. He's
going to start the final. He's going to. I guarantee you that it doesn't matter what form Martin Odegaard is in. He's starting that Carabao Cup final.
Then we're losing. We're losing it.
That's crazy, but
that's good. We're losing that. Him, Rodri, Bernardo, and Cherk, or whoever Pep is going to put it in, they're going to mark him out of the game, or they're going to bully him.
Yeah,
see it.
I don't think he should be captain, and that's nothing against Odegaard. I got his kit hanging in the closet. I like him as a player, but some people just aren't meant to be captains. Tyreek Hill shouldn't be a captain. He's a great player, but he doesn't have the mentality to be a captain. He shouldn't be one. Yeah. And then you got some players who aren't that great. Like, Gabriel, great player. Declan Rice, he's not the flashiest. These guys aren't, Tony Adams wasn't the flashiest player, but he was, when the chips were down, you looked at him and said, you know what, Tony, you're going to help us get over the line. I don't look at Odegaard. I haven't looked at him in any big moment that we've had over the last 4 years and said, you know what, Odegaard, you were counted. You tried your hardest. Yeah. I think we've sat here and been like, where's Odegaard? Why'd he go missing? And that shouldn't be your captain.
I'm glad you said that, because that's the lens that I look at it through. In a final, there is going to be a difficult patch in the game. It's not going to be the smooth sailing with Blitz City 3. There's going to be a difficult patch in the game. Now, during that difficult patch, will our captain rise? Will he rise and drag his men to this trophy? I don't know. I don't know if I trust him to do that. I do not.
We've seen somebody who did. We've been talking about it for the last, 6 months, Real Madrid. When we needed a goal, when we needed to go ahead, who took it on themselves to do it?
I hear it.
The coach is saying, cross the ball. Declan saying, even Saka, do what you feel. Declan says, all right, well, if I miss it, it's on me. When has Odegaard done that? When does Odegaard say, if I've tried something, if I miss it, it's on me?
Yeah. I don't. I think he can come on and do a job, but I'm not sure if he starts, because if he starts, then Man City know what our tactics is going to be and know the pockets of space. There's too much tape out on him. They have beaten us too many times with him leading us out, that I just think, and we didn't get all the way here to the final to lose it. Like, let's not fuck about, but you know what? What would I be in absolute disbelief when the lineup comes out and he's on there? I won't be, but I would be disappointed. I would be like, shit, man. Now we can still win this damn trophy, but we just made it harder for ourselves. You know what I mean? But then again, he can, put in a performance and shut us all up, and I'm here for that. I love being wrong about some shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, boy, it's gonna be long. Where we at? Just trying to keep up with the comments, man. But man, big up to every one of you, man. We got 51 still locked in. Appreciate the love, my people. DG said, I'd rather play Odegaard. He's shown Norgard. He's shown more desire in a few minutes than Odegaard. Now he needs to get some match sharpness. I'm not gonna lie. He need to find some minutes for him. You know what I mean? So
Wigan.
Go on.
Wigan. I think Wigan Norgard should probably start.
Wigan.
Yeah, I mean, Norgard's issue was he got injured when he first got here, I think. But my biggest thing with Norgard, if we can't play you against the team we bought you from, like we can't play, and we have Brentford coming up again, and I think it's probably a game where he should play. Yeah. If we can't play you against the team we bought you from, then you're not gonna play, bro. You ain't getting no playing time.
Yeah, it's long for him still. I was like, it looks like, yeah. Maybe he should start that game. Maybe he should start and walk out because Brentford are performing well. I think Brentford and Villa are the teams that I think that are overperforming. Because I picked Brentford to go down, bro. I thought they lost their captain, their coach, their 220-goal a season striker. I was like, we haven't seen a team survive this. I thought it would be too much, but they're ahead. Newcastle, they're ahead of teams playing in Europe. So big them up. They're doing their thing. But before we get out of here, man, I got to ask you about the as fate would have it, there's some bad luck and some juju in the Arsenal camp. Mikel Merino is probably out for the season with a bone in his foot or something like that, surgery. He is useful, right? He can do a job here and there, and don't want to say we will miss him, but there will be games where he could be a good option. Who in the squad do you think can do what he does? Because there's no free agent that we're going to pick up. So how do we cope with the Mikel Merino thing?
This might not be popular amongst the chat, but Kai Havertz. I think because for both Kai and Merino, I don't think their best position is in midfield. I think their best position is as a striker. What I'd like to see is maybe our manager, go away from this whole inversion thing and say, let's play some 4-4-2. Let's put somebody next to Gyökeres and see what happens if we can start scoring. My issue with Mikel is we keep fitting the same pegs in the same holes and wonder why it's not working. Try something else, right? But I think Kai Havertz, as far as his skill set, he's good in the air. He run around. He can get people in. And I think that's what Merino is great at. It's not great in midfield, but I think near the striker, near the attack, they bring the wingers in. They bring the striker into it. And I think Kai Havertz is going to be that person who takes over from Merino. Now, if Kai goes down, then we're done. I don't think there's anyone else in the squad who can kind of take over that Merino-Kai Havertz role. So I think is basically who we got, Kai Havertz. We're bagging on Kai Havertz to save our season. The same guy that fans wanted out last season, saying he was trash. We need Gyökeres. We need Sesko. Now we're begging, praying for Kai Havertz to come and save our season. And that's the life of an Arsenal fan, everyone. The gift that keeps giving.
I hear it. I think it will be. He has the flexibility on depending on what type of game it is, right? If it's a game where you need defensive solidity or control in the middle, you might use Norgard. But if you need the attack, play MLS in there. I don't think we'll ever see this under Mikel. Not lining up in the midfield, but the advantage that Mikel sees that MLS gives us is the overload where he steps in and gives us an extra midfielder. And he can do that when you have Big Gabby back there who can slide over and clean up the mess. But Sunderland makes me nervous at Stockholm Gunnar. They've been getting results against big teams. So they get good results against big teams there at the Stadium of Light. Away from there, they get punched up. They did go to Chelsea and win. They did. But that was their anomaly. But shit, they performed well at Anfield too, didn't they? Oh shit, yeah.
And they'll be up for the big games, and it also doesn't bode well that we tend not, even last night, we tend not to score many at home. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But when we was talking about the semifinal last night, I was scared because we hadn't scored a goal at home in the semifinal. We scored all of our goals away. So, yeah, there's a little bit of nervous, but at the end of the day, if you want to be champions, you should brush them aside.
I hear it.
Game should be over at halftime.
Yeah, man, I hear it. And that's what I like, That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm on. Kill the tie off in the first leg. You know what I mean? PSV away, 7-1. Yeah, kill the tie off because that's essentially what we did. And just cruise the second half. But yeah, I was shocked to see the Chelsea lineup with all the damn defenders on the pitch. I don't know what man was on.
I get what he was trying to do, because I coach American football, so I've done it. You know that a team's gonna beat you, offensively. So you put your best defense on there. You try to keep the game close. Second half, you try to hit them when their legs are tired. I get where he was going with that, but bro, you down a goal. It's not like it's 0-0 and you're doing. You down a goal. You got to score.
Yeah,
you can do that after.
Yeah, that's what I didn't get. I'm like, bro, how are you defending a 1-goal deficit? Like, what are you doing, bro? I didn't because you score first, and then the Emirates become very, very nervous, very on edge. You know what I mean? It's a hard game, but as simple as win. Let Sunday work itself out. Yeah, I hear it, man. Bro, Waffle Don say the semifinals should boosted our confidence around the club. Yeah, the energy around the club is different, and this is what I'm talking about. Consistently get the finals, the energy around your club will be different because just the law of averages says you will win a few. You get on a consistent basis if you get the finals.
Winning breeds winning.
Yeah, big up, man, and
Winning
big up to you, bro. What you got coming up, man? You got anything coming up on your channel we need to look out for? Talk to us.
So I always do the pre-match stuff and I do the post-match stuff. I'm trying to get in the live streaming myself. I'm just working everything. I'm still new, so I'm trying to make sure that all the systems and stuff. I'm trying to get a camera. I'm still using my phone. I'm just trying to make sure I got a space to do it. But yeah, I'll pop in the comments. I'm always in the comments. I do the pre-match and post-match, and I respond to comments. I like debate. I like people who don't agree with me say something. Let's have an actual chat. So that's pretty much my channel. I like talking.
I hear it, man. I hear it. Big you up. No, listen, the chat was lit today, people. Numbers were great. People popping in and out. Weira, big up, welcome. Waveland, them, the generals, the faithfuls, the assembled, social, Jacques Cousteau, all of them, man, them. Big up, man. DG2, Stockholm Gooner. Everyone who passed through and showed some love today, man. Big up. I will be over. Listen, the Spaces is mad today. The legend that Shane Gooner, I think he has down Pots on. So make sure you, man, don't miss that. Views, Shane, Dan Potts. That's free content, people. Make sure we tune in for that. I'm on with Gianni at 8 p.m. UK time on Gianni Calcio TV. So check me out over there. But also the bro Rashid from Arsenal Revolution TV got Lee Gunner and Northside on today. So it's a big slate of football content today. So make sure that you got your notifications on and all them something there. But big up, bro. Stick around backstage, man. I got to share some information with you. But big up. Like I always say, people, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.